Welcome to another episode of the Sincerely Deedy podcast. I am Deedy, your host and friend in faith, and today we have a deeply enlightening topic to discuss: forgiveness, the highest form of giving. In this episode, I'll explain what forgiveness truly means, why it's essential for self love and self healing, and how it is viewed from a biblical perspective. I'll also share some practical ways we can work on forgiveness. So find a comfortable spot and let's embark on this journey of healing and growth together. Listen in now. To kick things off, let's first define what forgiveness is. So, forgiveness is letting go of resentment, anger, or any negative feelings towards someone who has wronged you. And it's not about condoning or forgetting what happened, but rather it's about freeing yourself from the burden of holding on to these emotions. So, in essence, forgiveness is the highest form of giving because it involves giving yourself inner peace. And that's a beautiful thing. But unfortunately, for so many, it's easier said than done. So, why is it hard for us to forgive? Well, it is certainly a complex and deeply personal process that's difficult because when someone has hurt us, especially when it's deep, the emotional pain can feel intense. And forgiveness requires us to confront and process that pain, which is daunting and very uncomfortable. When we hold on to anger and resentment, it can sometimes gives us this sense of control over the situation and even the person who has hurt us. Forgiveness, though, requires us to give up that control, which can be scary. Now, forgiveness involves opening up to and being vulnerable. And that means letting go of defenses and allowing ourselves to be emotionally exposed again, which too can be frightening. It can also be challenging to forgive when we don't even understand why the person did what they did, or we cannot empathize with their perspective. However, understanding another person's point of view is a crucial step in the forgiveness process. Now, sometimes we just hold on to grudges because we petty. There, I said it. Because we expect the other person to apologize or make amends in a specific way, our way, a way that is in a manner that we feel is pleasing to us. And when those expectations aren't met, it hinders the forgiveness process. There's also cultural and societal norms that play a role in how we perceive forgiveness. So, in some cultures, forgiveness is highly valued, while in others, it might be seen as a sign of weakness. And then, lastly, forgiving becomes increasingly difficult when the same person repeatedly hurts us. It erodes the trust, and it definitely makes it challenging to believe in the sincerity of their apologies. Now, although many of these reasons to not forgive may seem valid, forgiveness is necessary. And it's necessary because it's essential to our self love and self healing. And when we hold on to grudges and resentment, we are basically poisoning our own minds and heart. And this negative emotion can manifest in ways such as physical ailments, anxiety, and even depression. But by forgiving, we release ourselves from that toxic cycle, which allows us to have space for love, compassion, and healing to flourish. Now, from a biblical perspective, forgiveness is deeply rooted in Christian teachings. In the Bible, we're reminded that we are all flawed, and forgiveness is an act of grace and mercy. So, for instance, in the Lord's Prayer, it includes the line, "Forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors." And this underscores the importance of forgiving others, to seek forgiveness for ourselves. Besides, who are we not to forgive when our Father in heaven forgives us over and over each and every day? But also in the Bible, as Colossians 3 and 13 says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you have a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." So, How can we actively work on forgiveness? First, you have to start by recognizing and accepting your emotions. Try to see the situation from the other person's point of view. So that means take a moment with an open mind to really consider another person's perspective. And that might give you better clarity and understanding of the situation that you may not have had before. Even write a letter, write it down, even if you don't ever send it, or talk to a trusted friend or a mentor about your feelings so you can release the negative emotions. But you have to choose forgiveness. Ultimately, forgiveness is a choice. So you have to decide to let go of that resentment and anger. And then focus on self care and embrace healing as you move forward. So I have a challenge for you. I challenge you, my dear friends, to identify a grudge or some type of resentment that you're currently holding on to and make a conscious effort to forgive. Now, I know it might be difficult, but remember, this is a gift to yourself. Now, feel free to share your story with me and others by using this, the hashtag I embrace forgiveness on social media. I would love to share and feature your stories on my platform. Now, that concludes today. That is the end of our time together. But friendly reminder, forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the anger and the bitterness that is currently weighing you down. Forgiveness is definitely the highest form of giving because it's a gift to both you and others. Now, until next time, practice forgiveness and work on your inner peace and the healing you so deserve. Sincerely, Deedy. Thank you for listening to the Sincerely Deedy podcast. If you found this episode valuable, please share, subscribe, and leave a review. Your support can help me reach more people on their path to personal growth and development. Now, I know you didn't come this far to leave me, right? Great. Join me every Tuesday right here as we continue our journey of self-development and growth together. Now go forth and do great things.